welcome back to Bride Society. I'm Rebecca and this is Laura. So recently we've had some quite hot weather in the UK, which is like hotter than usual for what we're used to here. I'm sure there's people abroad that are like, what are you even talking about? But in our defence, we don't have air conditioning. So it got us thinking about what if your wedding is in the summer or indeed in the winter and the weather conditions turn out to be hotter than maybe you were expecting or more inclement, like snow, ice, whatever, than you were maybe planning for, and you're getting slightly concerned about how to manage that. So we've put together a bunch of tips for like the hot weather and the cold weather to help you kind of plan around those issues so you can all feel calmer and happier going into your wedding.
Yeah. So we're going to start with hot. So if you've booked a summer wedding or a destination wedding where it might be, you know it's going to be pretty
toasty.
Yes. There's some things you might want to think about. So first of all, your venue. The most important, well, apart from the two of you, the most important probably and biggest part of the wedding is where you're going to get married. So when you're going to look around venues, you might want to think about, do they have air conditioning for a start, or at least fans that they can provide if it is a really hot day.
Yeah, because I think even if you've got like lots of bits outside of the main venue that you want to do, if they've got air conditioning, you know, you guys can like nip in and out, cool off. And maybe it's also asking them, you know, if they've got things like parasols, like it's in the big like garden scene kind. You know, Like, do they have a different name? Are they parasols as well?
I think they're parasols. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm talking, the big things that
to provide shade. Basically.
Yeah, go with garden seating, like outdoor seating.
Yeah.
Or if indeed you're having an outdoor ceremony, like do they have a shaded spot, like a tree spot that you might prefer to be in?
Yeah, and if you are having an outdoor ceremony, thinking about the time of day you might have your ceremony. So if it is a really hot day, you probably don't want to be in like the midday sun. It's normally kind of 11 and 2, they say, is kind of the hottest part of the day. So you might want to avoid that time, just so you know you haven't got that sun beating down on you and your guests, and everybody getting sunburned and hot and sticky and just not concentrating on the actual ceremony that's going on.
You're just sweating. And I suppose along those lines, that might lead you to think about what you're wearing. So both in terms of what you're wearing and maybe what you're picking out for your wedding party as well, like the bridesmaids. Some do groomsmen. Sometimes you could get short sleeve shirts for the guys, perhaps.
Or maybe just avoiding maybe velvet jackets and suits.
Tweed. That would be pretty heavy. Unless you're doing the whole like kilt thing, that have some circulation going. But yeah, it's, you know, maybe not like floor length layered dresses, long sleeves, that kind of thing. It's a slight note to my mum there, who got married like mid-August. Full sleeve, high neck. Okay. She bought the dress in winter.
Whereas I got married in August, didn't have all that. It was quite a cold day, so you just don't know.
You don't know.
And then kind of moving on from maybe the bigger things, are some things you maybe could provide your guests, either making some bits and bobs or having as part of maybe a drinks reception or catering. So refreshments is a big one. If you know it's going to be a warm day, can you set up a hydration station?
I like that.
So setting out some drinks that your guests can just help themselves to, hopefully with maybe some buckets of ice.
Yeah, so like filling up those like Kilner jar, like
like
with the tap thing. Or I was going to say, you know, you have bottles and stuff, but it's not very environmentally friendly. So maybe the big tanks and
or some jugs and glasses, things like that. Or just some, maybe some cordials or just water or
rosé.
Yes.
Really trying to push the rosé thing this year. I don't know why.
Hey, it's one of our trends of 2019.
Yeah, that's maybe why I'm trying to push it. I'm like, this will catch on. Or you could, like as you may have seen in one of our DIY videos, we did some like edible flower ice cubes, or even in one of our drinks ones we made ice cubes with pomegranate season, which looked really effective.
Something quite refreshing.
Yeah.
And then you could, as part of your drinks reception, instead of canapes, you could hire like an ice cream tricycle van, something along those lines. So you can give your guests ice creams, or maybe ice lollies, popsicles to our North American friends. Yeah, something just cool and refreshing, a bit of fun, and your guests will appreciate to being able to cool down on a warm day.
Yeah, definitely. And again, to help them cool down, again, the things that you can make, so like some handheld fans. Yeah, I think we've got a video coming up to do with that, so keep watching our channels for that. Channel, we only have one. You could provide, or make, if you're feeling ambitious, like little parasols. So not the big garden ones this time, I mean like the little kind of umbrella-y type handheld ones. Oh, and in another video we've done kind of a washroom kit essentials, but what we didn't put in that was maybe some sun cream, or kind of maybe the spray, the cooling spray, refreshing wipes, things like that, which would just help if they kind of dash to the bathrooms, they can have a quick spritz and just cool down. Oh, wow. Yeah. You could even also maybe provide like a bunch of sun hats, maybe, as well. Keep
Yeah. All good ideas.
If we say so ourselves.
Yeah.
So, moving on to cold weather.
Yes.
So, not just cold, but we're talking like, snow, ice, like proper cold. Not like Arctic cold, but, by our standards, cold.
Yeah. So probably if you're having a winter wedding, this is when you're considering it a bit more, but you can have an unusual cold day, kind of autumn, spring.
I guess so, yeah. So if you really panicked, pay attention, but otherwise, proper winter.
Yeah. So again, starting with venue considerations, if you want to use maybe some of the venue's outdoor space, do they have like patio heaters, kind of outdoor heaters that can be put on, and your guests can still enjoy sitting out there, being outside, enjoying the views, gardens, whatever kind of venue it is, but not being too cold.
And do they have indoor heating, which sounds a bit of a stupid thing, but maybe if you're having like a barn venue, something like that, that's a bit more like rustic, just to check.
Maybe, although you're probably unlikely to have a TP wedding in winter.
Maybe, but I'm sure it happened.
Yeah.
So just checking that that's provided, and or how it can be hired and all this kind of thing. If not,
and thinking about where your venues are, or ideally having just one venue for the whole kind of ceremony and reception, so there isn't the risk of people being unable to travel between venues, or it taking a really long time to get between venues if it's icy or snowy or really rainy, things like that.
So and I guess then if you are doing that, just allowing extra time in your order of the day to allow people to get from A to B without sort of skidding off the road.
And I guess along those lines, if you've booked local suppliers, so at least you know that everyone is nearby, and you don't run that risk of a supplier coming from across the country not being able to make it.
Getting sort of cut off access and things. So just hedge your bets. It helps the environment too, less petrol.
Exactly.
But and then again, like we talked about with the cold stuff, coming into like sort of food and drink ideas as well. So in terms of food, you could set up like a s'mores station. I know it's a sort of North American thing, but I'm on board.
Yeah. Chocolate, marshmallow, biscuits, what more could you want?
Right, I'm in. I'm good with that.
And then as opposed to having your icy drinks, you can then have hot drinks instead as part of your drinks reception, so you can maybe have hot chocolate.
Which you could have as a whole station, like different flavours, toppings, cream.
That would be exciting. Or mulled wine, if it's kind of a wintry wedding, or just mulled drinks, things like that. Just to warm you and your guests up if it is a bit chilly.
Cozy. And then again, attire. So thinking things like you could put some tights on underneath the dress. wellies or rain boots if you're in North America, to get you like to and from the venue. So obviously you might be thinking about you really nice, pretty shoes for like the ceremony and being indoors and inside, but don't forget you've got to get out the car, and some venues may be more muddy than others, puddles, blah blah blah. Yeah, so maybe just having some transition. I think you can get some, I'm pretty sure you can get like wedding wellies too, so like white, you know, like some more ones that can be quite cool in a like photo shoot if you're having some outdoor photos still. And then if you're doing that, think about getting an attractive umbrella as well. Like you don't want to be stuck there with your like, I don't know, branded umbrella that you got.
Umbrella.
Yeah. So I know people like I think like Totes, is it? Like they do them.
Okay.
I think that's where I got one from, but others out there.
Yeah. And then if you are outdoors or just know that you want some photos outside but it's not going to be cold, just think about maybe if you want some sort of cover up. And we've done a video about those in the past, the different types you can get for either kind of you or your bridesmaids, kind of like shrugs of different varieties or jackets, things like that, just to keep you a bit warmer.
Yes, indeed. And to keep people warm, I think it's quite a popular idea. Like I've seen it on Pinterest quite a lot, but I personally really love it. Is providing like a basket of like blankets or wraps, these kind of things that your guests can use just to cozy up as it gets colder. Yeah. But I think they're all our main ideas, aren't they? Like now, but keep you, so you know you can feel more prepared if you're worried that you're suddenly going to get a scorcher of a day or a really cold one. If you've got any other suggestions for other brides, please leave them in the comments below. I'm sure they'd love to read them, and so would we. If you have any video requests, let us know. Otherwise, please subscribe, hit like if you liked it, and join us next Friday for another video.